So what to make of all these comings and goings? Let's ask the former chief of staff for President George W. Bush, Andy Card. Andy, I always wonder what is going behind the scenes. You know that sort of stuff, so if I can embarrass you and cause a controversy, if you'll indulge me. Here's what I think, and then please shoo it away, that they're getting cool on Mitt Romney, and Reince Priebus was pitching Mitt Romney, and Steve Bannon, the chief strategist, who might have a closer ear, doesn't want Romney, so anyone but Romney. And if it's not Romney, and let's say it's the ExxonMobil chief, who seems to be getting more name-dropping of late, victory for Bannon. You say what?
Well, first of all, Reince is doing a terrific job. Right now, he's drinking from a fire hydrant, and he's got a lot of incoming as he's drinking from that fire hydrant. So he's doing a terrific job of helping to manage the day-to-day aspects of this transition with the president-elect, who is on a high learning curve. He's a very steep learning curve that the president-elect is on. I'm impressed with how they've filled the cabinet. They've got over 10 members appointed already. They've got a total of 15 that they need, and so they'll have to do that. Then there'll be other people jockeying for chairs around the cabinet table. So the 15 statutory cabinet members will be joined by probably 5 or 6 others, and that'll be the important appointments.
But if it's not Secretary of State for Romney, and all this theater was for nothing, and Romney doesn't get it, do you think he was deliberately strung out?
Well, I hope not. I hope that's not the way this is going forward. This is not a game. This is about making sure somebody comes in who can do a great job for the United States of America and serve the president well. The first responsibility is to put somebody in the slot that will do a great job for America. Then the goal is to please the president. Anyone who serves in these positions serves at the pleasure of the president, but their job is not to please the president when they get the job. Their job is to help the president do a great job for America. And I think, you know, Mitt Romney would be a terrific choice for Secretary of State, but there are other good choices out there, and it really should come down to who President Trump wants to work with during his tenure.
Would you interpret
not Reince Priebus or anybody else?
I know that, but would you read into that? A lot of people find this odd relationship. I mean, when you were the chief of state, it was really you. There was no one competing with you or even daring to try. This arrangement with Bannon and Priebus seems odd to me, that someone would quickly interpret that as a sign, if he does not go, the president-elect, to Romney, that Priebus lost that one. What do you say?
Well, first of all, I don't agree with your presumption that there weren't forces like Steve Bannon in other White Houses. There have been one in every White House. Obviously, President George W. Bush, when he appointed me to be chief of staff, he had other advisors that he announced to be on the staff. Yeah, but you were the enforcer,
Andy. You were the enforcer.
I had a responsibility to direct the president and guide him and help him do the job, and it was an tremendous responsibility with an awful lot of angst to it, because he had to deal with personalities. That's the way it is. I think Reince is offering unvarnished advice to President-elect Trump, and President Trump, I hope, is speaking very candidly with Reince Priebus. That's the most critical thing in their relationship, is to have a brutally candid relationship where they can talk about tough problems without trying to please the other partner.
Do you know
I'm confident that they can make the right choice.
I'm sorry. How President Bush, your old boss, and his dad, whether they've communicated or should communicate more with the president-to-be, and is there still a feeling that the blood is still not great?
Well, you know, the first President Bush just came out of celebrating the memories of December 7th, and it was a phenomenal program that he hosted at the Bush School at Texas A&M University with Bob Dole there, and that's what 41 was focused on. 43 is focused on building his post-president experience by this fabulous library that he's got at SMU in Dallas. I don't know that President-elect Trump has reached out to them to have serious conversation. Reince Priebus has reached out to me on 4 different occasions. We've had good, candid conversations, and I pledge to do anything I can to help him do the job. He's also reached out to Josh Bolten, my successor, chief of staff, after I left the White House. So I'm confident that Reince is doing a good job of building an infrastructure around the president-elect that will serve President-elect Trump when he becomes president, and that's critically important.
All right.
They've also got to look to fill positions in the cabinet agencies below the secretary.
Last question I want to ask you then. Sometimes in a president's term, it could be for an event or it could be just to get a message out, all the former presidents meet, whether it's right before the inauguration, as President Bush advised for incoming President-elect Barack Obama, or during the early days of administration. Can you see your old boss coming in for such an event if President Donald Trump requested that?
President George W. Bush puts America first all the time, and I was a witness to that when he served as president. I'm a witness to it as he's been the former president. I'm sure if President Trump wanted to have a meeting with him, he would have a meeting with President Trump, and President Bush would be glad to do it. I can't speak for him. I'm not by his side now. But I think that he would step up and do what would be right for the country. After all, there's only one president at a time, and right now President Obama is our president. President Trump has to be ready to be president on day one, and he will be president of all the people, including George W. Bush and George H.W. Bush.
Very
and
well
they respect that.
You're a patriot and a good American. I hope you have a great Christmas as well. Andy Card, thank you.